Okay, just woken up, no pooping, no nothing. And just gonna take a reading now. Wednesday, November the 16th, day 3. Let's see what's going on. Come, follow me. So I'm gonna do what I usually do the calibration. And then obviously I'll link all the videos up. So, moment of truth. Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna keep my head up for a bit. Elbows down. What's going on? 115.7. 115.7. So that, I'm going to do what I usually do from time to time when I'm not filming. I like to try and get a 1 or a 2 in there. Sometimes I can't do it because there's not space on my phone, but I know I've made space. It's just sort of flickering on the 1156, 1157. But that is definitely a 115.7. So back into the 115 point whatever, like I said I would be. That's the power of the gym as well, bloods. That's what it does. So keep watching and let's carry on with what's going to happen today. But thank you so much for checking on my weigh in. I'll put it on early in case people just want to dash out and don't want to hear me ranting and laboring on. But until next time. Okay, back from the gym, so let's check it out. Let's check the weight. Let's do it. So same old. Let's calibrate this. Look at that, 114.9 bloods. Gym again. So left for the gym at 115.7. Come back from the gym, 114.9. Yet again, the power of intermittent fasting alongside the combo of gym and exercise. Okay, this is after the shower. It's a bit steamy. I'm doing it on purpose this way because I find that sometimes even more calories are kind of just dissipated during this period of time. And I'll link all this up and explain why I've done it to this extent. Don't know if you can see that. I have my shower really hot. It's 114.5. So another 400 grams missing. Okay, I'm going to link all this up. I'm going to talk about the importance of when and how we weigh ourselves. Okay? Link it up and speak to you shortly. Just go do it already. Okay, it's time to link up everything. So good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Good morning. My name is John Anthony, and this channel, I was going to say station, is all about just go doing it already. Focusing heavily right now at this extent on the channel to do with weight loss. And this week I'm doing basically intermittent fasting, or if fasting. Okay, this is day 3, and the weigh-in today, which you've probably seen, but I'm just going to break it down a bit. The weigh-in is on the scales 115.7. Okay, so way back on track now. Like I said, more than likely I would be. And this is what happens. Hit gym, intermittent fasting, the combination, the combo, beautiful. Also, weighed myself after gym, 114.9. So that's literally, it's about 8. Is it 8? Sorry, my brain is gone. 7. Say 8. Or 9, yeah, it's gonna probably be 800 grams, might be 8 or 700 grams lost, which works out to be probably £1 and something, lost from going to the gym. Then I had a shower. I had my shower really hot. I'm in the shower for about 15-20 minutes. I've got to shave this, and then wash and so forth. And then it brings it down even further to 114.5. So I know for a fact, I can almost put hand on heart, that what's going to be the case is that by the time it comes to the end of the fast, as long as I don't do any kind of nothing crazy or whatever, and I continue as I'm continuing, I will be in the region of 114.9 or 114.3 or 114.8 or something in that region should be. And this is the power of intermittent fasting. You're able to gauge where you're at. Well, this is the power for me, because I've done so much of this stuff on and off over the past 18 months. Okay? Well, not 18 months, coming up to 18 months. So we're literally there now, finally. I've got a really good handle of what will do things if I'm hitting a plateau, if I hit a wall. I know what to do with eating. I know what to do in the gym to do with strength training. I know what to do in the gym to do with cardio. And I want to get this in your head, the reason how come I know. Because what had happened is I'd gone through so many, I was going to say fasts, not fasts, so many diets before. And basically lost weight, but never collated the information, never really understood what I was doing. So what would happen is I'd end up regressing back, and then I'd have an understanding of, okay, I'm going to do this in the gym because I can remember sort of doing this, and I can remember sort of doing that. And then 7 or 8 times out of 10, it would work. But as I started getting older, it's not everything was working how I was used to it working. And then it was the same with my diet. But then also I became a vegan as well. So that all changed drastically because I became a vegan just this year in January. So the diet that I'm walking through and living through now is a lifestyle. I keep saying diet because unfortunately it's just a word of habit. But it's a lifestyle that I'm living now of basically the wealthy and healthy. In a sense, I'm wealthy in health because I've just put in time in regards to what I'm doing, documenting the data. And actually, when I set up this channel, I went deep in regards to talking about. There's so many videos, probably I can't even explain, because what happens is I set up the channel and then I was recording. And then I hadn't kind of put the about you. I was finding out and trying to set up all the money, the ad network side of things, and the monetization of the channel, and all other aspects. So I set up the channel. I think it must have been on the 4th of October, but I didn't literally kind of go live until the 13th of October, I think. And then I still wasn't live. I didn't upload my first film. Video until the 27th of October, but I'd literally started filming from the 4th or 5th of October. So I have got loads of other vids. I mean loads. I've got easily about another 30 videos that I haven't put up. Some of them I might not ever even end up putting up because I've got to take time looking at them again, listening and everything else. So I've got a backlog of stuff, and what I'm doing now is all the stuff I put up now is just I do it on the day, bang, put it up, do it on the day, bang, put it up. And I'm trying to play catch up, but the catch up isn't happening. And it's even more difficult because obviously I'm doing these kind of things when I'm analysing things and I'm filming myself, when I'm weighing myself and da-da-da. But I don't care, because at the end of the day, this is for you, okay? The listener, the follower, the subscriber, the commenter, and this is for me. I'm making myself accountable to you and to myself. And because of the channel, it has most definitely improved my focus. I can't even express. If nothing happens from the channel, the one thing it has done is it has propelled me and focused me and laser targeted my thinking and my attitude for me to even get even more data. But I digress, because what I should say before is I was collecting loads of data and I was putting it on a spreadsheet, on an Excel spreadsheet, but it's all broken up. And I actually ended up putting it on an Excel spreadsheet, because all I had was loads of photos, because I didn't used to record myself. I just copied that off of Danielle G. And I think Danielle might have either done it herself, or she's following someone I think who's called Back to Chubby, and I saw that she does it in her videos. But it's nothing, it's not rocket science, but it helps, doesn't it, with the video? When you see someone do something like that live, it's like bang. And then so it's a case of either doing that or taking the photos of it and everything else is great, and then registering it in your videos is even better, because I've got loads of it documented on spreadsheet. But because of that, and then I've got all my what you call it, Where's the thing? Can I see it? I can't see it right now. You know the tape measure when you basically measure your neck and you measure your arms and your waist and everything else. I've got those documented with periods of time as well, and photos as well. I still kick myself. So if you are listening, you're starting your journey or you're early in your journey, start taking photos. You might be thinking, I'm never going to utilize it. Even if you never use it in a channel or for a Facebook page or for Instagram or whatever, it's always great for you to be able to look back at. And just even, you know what I mean? You just sit back, look with your partner and just think, what the heck, look where I was. It could be a partner that you're going to meet in the future. And you can say, look, this is where I was. Or a new friend. Or a family member, when they're kind of debating with you, no, it wasn't that bad. No, look, I was that bad. So I regret I've got not hardly any photos and everything else. And the reason why is because I just hated the way I looked. And that's how it is sometimes for people. But take the photos, even if you personally take it and it's just in your bathroom or in your bedroom or whatever, and you just keep them stashed away, because obviously you can just put them somewhere safe and so forth, on a laptop or on a USB stick or whatever. It's worthwhile doing, because at some point you might feel to do something, or you might want to tell your story, and it might not be through a channel like this. You might be wanting to do it just on a one-to-one basis or whatever, or you might be just wanting to reflect. So do please record that for yourself and take that advice. It's worthwhile, seriously. Okay, so coming all the way back, data and knowing how your body is and how it works is a massive thing. If you take the time this time round on your journey to begin to look at what food you're eating and consuming, and you begin to work out what your macros are. You don't have to know it for everything and anything. You can get to a point where you eyeball certain things. But like I said, at the end of this week, you will be getting like a link for a macro system that I use, and I'll be explaining how I use it and so forth. Take some pictures of what you eat. Do some filming of what you eat if you're thinking of possibly doing a channel in the future, or Instagramming, or whatever you're looking to do. Just start building that up now. Even if you're nowhere near it and you're trying to set yourself up or whatever, just do it. Just catalogue. All I'm trying to say is catalogue what you're doing. Have an understanding of what you're doing. So at least then you begin to understand what you're doing in the gym. And begin to understand why you're doing it. And if you can't understand why you're doing it, at least understand and see and visualize and have a record of where you started, if you're lifting particular weights, if you're a guy, or if you're a young lady or a woman and you're lifting weights but smaller weights. Just analyze your repetitions that you're doing. Make sure you measure yourself. Understand what those reps are doing, how many reps you're doing, etc., etc., what your aims are, and what it's doing for your body. And as you go through your journey, it becomes easier and easier to begin to critique yourself, because when you're fresh towards trying to lose weight, or you've lost weight before, you've regressed, you've fallen off the wagon, and you've come back afresh, you start taking all these bits of information from people like me and others, and we've all got good intention, but the person that's got the best intention is yourself. Okay? And the power of me using the scale 2 or 3 times a day is paramount to me knowing what I need to do now. Before, when I first started trying to lose weight, it's not advisable to keep hitting and looking at the scales. In one sense, there's one school of thought, and I agree with that to a degree. But there's another school of thought where you can be on it 24/7 and it's making you paranoid. You've got to control that. But I think there's no problem with you beginning to analyze your body, because you know what you ate the night before. You know whether you've gone and pooped or not. You know if you're stocked up with food, and then you can begin to analyze if that food is making the scales go up. Do you see what I'm saying? Or you could be having a certain amount of water, because you could be drinking more water than usual and everything else. This plays a major part. At the end of the day, you need to be hydrating yourself. Okay? So when you first try and start losing weight, or you could be trying to do intermittent fasting or any kind of diet plan, and you're bringing in water to replenish and rehydrate yourself, and it can fundamentally play games with your body at first, because your body's not used to this clean fluid coming in and out of you. Okay, so that's why I focus so heavily on, okay, morning. I don't weigh myself when I'm going to bed. I don't weigh myself after the shower at all. I don't weigh myself after I've eaten. I weigh myself after key elements that I do. Say if I don't go to the gym, I'm not going to be weighing myself. I'll weigh myself once in a day. And if I don't go to the gym, and I sometimes forget as well. Sometimes I forget to weigh myself. Usually when I go to the gym, I don't forget. Usually when I'm going and everything else. And since I've started the channel, I haven't forgotten because I'm so far focused. Because I set a target of losing 114 and 112 kilograms between the start of the channel up until Christmas, and I'm bang well on the way. That's gonna get blown out of the water. And when I set that challenge, I was at 122 kilos. See, I'm all boasting and I'm all happy, but I'm like that because I have had to work so hard. So I'm not here wiping or pressing anything in your face. I'm trying to emphasize I know I'm gonna smash it because first of all I've come further than I've ever got, and secondly I know what it takes and I know what path I'm on right now. Plus I'm doing this thing called intermittent fasting. Plus I'm going to the gym and exercising with it. Plus I know what to do in the gym if it's lagging. Plus I know what to do with my food if it's lagging, because I've been cataloguing the information. If you go into a diet, or if you go into a new lifestyle, or if you're saying to yourself, I do not care, I fundamentally am going to change the way I am, and I'm never ever want to go back to where I was before, you need to catalogue and register what you're doing, what your aims and aspirations are, where you're looking to go, how you're going to do it. If it's not working, be able to tweak it, have an exit plan, have a plan B, have a plan C, have a plan D. And you can't have any plans at all if you're not recording anything and you're just following a diet plan blindly, okay? Or an exercise plan blindly, and you're not recording and not analysing anything. And the only thing you're going to do is just weigh yourself once every month, once every 2, once every week, and everything else. That is fine to a degree when you first starting. Because when you first starting and you first just go and do it already, what you need to be doing is just hitting the gym, whatever happens. Rain or shine, hell or heaven, whatever it is, just try to get to that point where you hit at least 3 weeks of you going to the gym on a regular basis. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get yourself where you're hitting the gym on, 4 to 5 times a week in 3 consecutive weeks. That's your aim, because I only use that because it's not scientifically proven. It's just a state of words spoken by so many people that it takes 3 weeks for basically a habit to be produced. So what I said to my wife is basically, what you need to do, hit the gym solid. Try and hit the gym solid like 5 days a week, if not 4 days a week. You know what I mean? For 4 weeks. Just do it. Once you've done that, you've got it in your head. And when you go for an hour. Just go for an hour. Get used to being in the gym, tired, pissed off, exhausted, upset, happy, elated, euphoric, all the feelings, all the emotions. Get used to it, so it becomes part of you, so you become accustomed to it. So that's why I say, people say basically 3 weeks. I go extra. I think go hit a month, and she's hit 5-6 weeks now, maybe even 7 weeks now. Bang 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 bang. She's never done that. Usually something will stop her, something comes in, something messes it up and everything else. Now I know that she knows that I know that she knows she is focused and she's up for this. That's when you know as well. If you're still struggling, it's just before Christmas, just before, if you're obviously over the pond, it's just before Thanksgiving. It's just before Black Friday. It's just before New Year. There's all these holiday period coming. This is a hard time. But do you want to be one of those people that hit it hard in January and by February you're gone? Hit it now. Trust me, hit it now. Even if you don't know whether you can make it through the holiday period. Had one of my subscribers, who I'm subscribed to as well, and she just asked me a question. It was like, what's going to be happening over Christmas? Let me see if I can bring her details up. And yeah, okay, that's it. Be Wild Beauty, sorry. Completely forgot because my brain's all in. But she asked a serious question, and it's one that I want to basically address in the next coming days to do with Christmas and everything else, and the holiday period. And are you going to eat? And if you are going to eat, what are you going to eat? And how are you going to eat? Or are you going to be focused on carrying on with your plan and everything else? This has to be a decision for you, okay? And this is me not coming against what you said, Be Wild Beauty. I'm just talking generally to everyone. You have to, and then you have to stand by your decision. And I think many of us will be over the holiday period trying to upload, just wishing each other a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Thanksgiving, etc., etc. But it'd be good if you've got a channel to put out what you're going to do. Make a decision and put out what you're going to do. And if you fall, you fall. If you decide that you're going to basically be doing this and that and everything, because it will help us all when we come into Thanksgiving, into New Year, into Christmas, all that period of time, just to, because many people are going to, I hope not, but unfortunately many people self-sabotage at that kind of point of time. Me, I'm almost of the mindset that I will be fine because I've just lost so much. But so many of you guys are just kind of just early in and so forth. And I don't mean I've lost so much, so that's it. Because all it is because I can remember this time last year. I was fighting through it. Then Christmas came and New Year came and I was sick of it. And that's when I became a vegan. So I know that mindset's on me. Plus, because it's going to be the first year as me basically celebrating Christmas, both me, my wife and my daughter as vegans, it's going to be different. You know what I mean? It's going to be, I can't say it's going to be like, yeah, because I used to, I love the turkey. I'm not going to go into that. I'll do that as a separate video coming up to the time. And the food and everything else. But that's the reality. But I can go into that period, into that time, because I've got all this information and catalogued the information. And I know that I can. I don't want to, but I know I can afford, not afford, that's the wrong word. I know I can deal with if I put on 1, 2 or 3 kilos. Even if I put a little more than that, which I would hate to do because it's hard work. Do you see what I'm saying? It's hard work to get it back off. So this is a reality. Lifestyle. So then you have to think at the end of the day, what price are you willing to take? And when you analyze and decide what price you're willing to take and what price you're willing to pay, more often than not, you need to calculate. And you need data to calculate. And you need to analyze. And you need to address certain aspects. You don't want to be the same way as you might have a plate and you eyeball what food you put on there. That's fine. But you can't be doing that over the holiday period. You need to know, you need data. I've got the data. I know what foods I can eat. And I know what things I can do. And plus also, newsflash. If you're used to going to the gym and you're traveling, you're not going to get to the gym. And even if you've got a gym next to you, how many of them are open over the holiday periods as you want them to be? Because you've got to get this in your mind. Some of these gyms are going to be closed. My ones are just a little tiny little dagger kind of gym. Just bare basic stuff. That one's closed up proper for a good period of time. You have to think about this stuff. You're going to have family. You're going to be seeing family. Gyms locked off. Food, extra food. Food everywhere. Food here, over there, everywhere. Do you see what I'm saying? All your diet plan up in the air. Exercise plan up in the air. So I want to give props out to Be Wild Beauty because she triggered something into me big time where I thought, okay, I need to address this at some point in time. Sooner rather than later. So probably early next week. Just focus on that a little bit and talk and address it a little bit more. Make ourselves accountable to one another. And just salute one another and say, look, we're going to be putting up videos. You don't have to say I'm going to put a video up on Christmas Day and if you don't do it, that's it, you're going to get shot, or on Boxing Day or whatever. He or she's backslidden, she's gone. It's nothing to do with that. But it's almost to show and tell, to be truthful. So we can have each other's backs at the end of the day. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we're going to need each other so much. Because what we want to do is not run off into the sunset. We want to basically embrace that sunset, hit the new year running. And if some of us have been hit and shot, we pick up one another and just drag ourselves through into the new year, into January, through to February, then March, April. That weather starts changing and that feeling of having weight lost. So let's come back to those things that I said I've registered and the reason why I do it. And I'm doing it in response to do with a brother, Lewis Moore III. I'm going to be linking his videos below. Serious brother, it cracks me up. He's very down to earth, like myself and everything else. And he's just like many of us go through a struggle and a fight to do with weight. And he sounds like he's gone through so many fights like I had been before. Okay? And I've got to salute you, bro. You're doing it. And you're doing it. And he talked about being a slave to the scale. So I'm not neglecting or coming against what you said. I'm just putting another perspective of where I'm at and how I think now. But I do agree, because I know when I first started when I started on this journey, I started off looking at the scales once every week, and sometimes even once every 2 weeks. And I told my wife to do that before, okay? And then my wife kind of fell off the wagon. I've carried on through, and everything else. And I've become more and more militant with it until it's a point that I just look at it every single day. And it's worked for me, and it's worked for me because I've done it on purpose, because I started weighing myself every single day, because I was recording mentally what I was eating, and understanding what. So I began to understand, if I eat something or I eat that thing that I ate at this time, it affected me this way. It affected me. This is going to be quite a long one again. I'm sorry about it. I'm making this week just informative, so we just cover so much and get so much stuff in. Because this is going to be out there for ages, for years. So at the end of the day, might as well do it, innit? Just go for it properly. So that's why I'm on the school of thought of keep checking on the regs. Yes, it puts you down, it upsets you, but this is my school of thought. What used to happen to me is when I used to check the scale a week or 2 weeks later, I hadn't been looking at what's been going on properly. I get on the scale and I get kicked and it messed up my whole day. It wouldn't even mess up a day, it would hit me hard. I'll be hit for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll be in this fear factor. Should I look at the scale? Should I not look at the scale? I just thought, I'm going to take this on the chin. I'm going to start looking on the scale on a regular basis. And I tell you why, and I tell you how it helped me. So I started shouting. I'm not shouting at you in any shape or form, Lewis. I'm just trying to just put out there why I done it this way, and I took it on. Because what it done is, because when I start messing up, I start messing up straight away. I can see it. If I'm flipping 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 days in and I've messed up and it's all built up, I'm ticked, and then I don't know what's done it. I don't know what's caused it. If I know I'm hitting the gym, okay, and the scale's still up, I'm thinking, well, I'm hitting the gym. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm doing cardio. Am I doing cardio or am I just doing weights? What am I doing? Because I started off, just when I first started going to the gym, I took out cardio. This is the thing that I hated. I'd listened to someone off of not YouTube but something else. Some guy who was tonks, and I respect him, and he sounded like he knew what he was on about. He gave me meal plan, this plan, everything, and exercise and weight plan. And I started going in and lifting proper heavy weights, but in a small, succinct timing. So I'd hit the gym and be in the gym for about 20 minutes, and that'll be it. And I'll be going on, off, and then I was doing a particular meal plan. The thing effed me up. It did not work. But I didn't know that straight away because I wasn't weighing myself properly. Do you see what I'm saying? And then I started addressing it and everything else, and I started weighing myself. And then when I started weighing myself, I started seeing what's happening, and I was able to take the good things that he taught, which I'm still using now. But all the meal plan garbage and all the garbage of going on and off, he used to say go 3 times a week. Do you see what I'm saying? And half these people that tell you stuff, especially men who are all bulked out and everything, they're on roids. That's what works for you if you're on steroids. So I'm trying to emphatically infuse you guys to just take it on the chin, go head deep into this, look into it properly, what you're doing, why you're doing it, evaluate, and basically I'm losing all the words because I'm so passionate about a thing. But collate the data. Start learning your body. Learn what things do to you. Learn if you eat late, how much you weigh the next day. You might have a meal that works for you, and you have that meal at 6 o'clock in the evening. But what happens is you have a meal that works for you, but now you've done it at 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. And then suddenly you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, what's wrong? What's wrong? You've eaten too late. You need to understand what foods your body can deal with when it's really late at night. And say if you've really got a big binge on, I can use fruit because my body will just take the fruit and consume it and smash it out. It ain't going to mess me up. But someone else might have it and it will just mess. And that's how I've always been, even when I was well overweight. Fruit just comes in, my body just bang, passes it all out. It doesn't work like that for everybody. Bread and toast and stuff kills me. Whether I'm fit, where I am now, if I start having toast, if I start having sandwiches, if I start having bread, bang, it's on me. Pasta's the next level down. So I know those 2 things. So I don't even have those things. Even though I'm getting so fit now and everything else, I will have a smidgen of this, a smidgen of pasta. I'm scared of it. Bread, no way. I don't want to know. It just sits on me. It will put on. I can literally have a sandwich and it will put a kilo on me. I'm telling you, it's nothing to do with the filling. It's to do with the actual bread itself. It does not work for me. But I know that because I've registered it. I've learned it. I understand that about myself. And that's what I'm trying to infuse and instill and get in your mind. The more you turn away from things and try and hide and shy away from things, It's almost, you've got to look at basically your obesity and your overweightness as a sickness, as a disease, okay? And at the end of the day, if you've got diabetes, if you're diagnosed with an impeding sickness, okay, and you're unfortunate, you have to register and look at that on a regular basis and deal with it on a regular basis. I say diabetes because obviously that's so subject towards fluids, sugars, eating plans, what you eat and everything else. Okay, so you have to look at that and face it head on. So if you're going to do that, to do with something like diabetes, you have to do that with your weight loss. If you're overweight or if you're obese. Because otherwise, what one of your diagnoses is going to be in the near future or later on is going to be a form of diabetes. So take it head on. Okay? Next, I have to keep emphasizing this. What are you eating that is processed? Okay? I'm not saying that you've got to have a complete clean shift of everything. But you need to have that your food consumption is 80 to 70% minimum, okay, of just good whole foods. You want if you're going to have processed food, because obviously you have things like baked beans. I'm saying that because I know I had that yesterday and everything else. There's a better way of having it, but it's easy, it's simple and everything else. But there's contaminants in that, I know that. There's a better way of doing it. I know that, but at the same time, I know that people can live off of that throughout the war and everything else. So I take the good and the bad and I weigh that up. Okay? But then if I get a can, alright, and it's filled up with flipping, what do you call it? Chili beans. It's got chili kind of flavour added to it and all these other kind of things, and it's all got sugar in there and everything else. I know Heinz baked beans has got that. Don't get me wrong. But then I'm filling it, and I've got Heinz baked beans and I've got chili beans, then I've got some kind of processed meat out of a can, and then I've got something else out of a can, and then I've got something else out of a packet, I've got something else. Try to just keep fresh, and then the next stage is fresh that's been frozen. Do you see what I'm saying? And just try and work in that realm. Start learning to just prepare fresh food as much as possible. Have clean water. Get away from flipping, I don't know what it's called, Gatorade or whatever it is, all fizzy drinks, energy drinks, fruit juices, all that. Get away from those things. Okay? Please. I'm going to be linking basically a YouTube interview. Okay? So with two guys that are on the school of basically intermittent fasting, and they're both talking about it. One guy's over this side of the pond. I know the guy, not personally, but I've seen him and everything else do stuff, documentaries and everything else. They both come from a medical background, and they're both what do you call it, reporters and so forth, and they've both written books and etc etc, and they've both got their own ideals and ideas to do with intermittent fasting, because there's no one set way. And this is what I'm trying to get in your head. There's no one set way of how to diet. Okay, just stop me automatically. I've got to carry on. I've just broken in there. So sorry about it. There's no set way how to basically diet. There's no set way of how to exercise. There's no set way of how to do intermittent fasting. There's no set way of how to go and bulk yourself up or whatever. There's ways and there's means and there's hacks that you'll be learning, but you need to understand, analyze, and begin to learn to appreciate what your body says yes to and what it says no to. And I don't mean, yes, I'm going to go to the gym today. Yes, I'm not going to eat bad today. Yes, oh no, I can't. And I'm not on about that stuff. I'm on about where your body is just reacting so negatively and you can see it. And I'm not on about excuses and making excuse times. I'm on about when you're seriously getting something where I'm telling you something, you're trying it and it's blowing you up. And you're smashing up something in your body, smashing up something in your whole weight plan, or you're following someone else, it's the same thing. Take it from a pinch of salt. There'll be loads of stuff that I will say that'll be great, and there'll be loads of stuff that I will say that you'll just be thinking, no, no, no. But if you've never tried it or tested it, the ones that you say no, no, no to, go and follow it up. Not with what I'm telling you to do, but follow up if there's anyone else that's had success. Get that information and think, okay, I'm going to try. I'm going to have a little try at this, a little bit of try at that. Okay? And that's it. Because you know me, I could go ranting on and on and on. But I think I've covered a lot. That film that I'm going to be linking up, it's literally 58 minutes long. If you've been watching some of this stuff to do with intermittent fasting, some of the stuff they say I agree with, some of it I don't agree with. But it's a good all-round picture, okay? And they come from very much a school of thought, and they both do intermittent fasting in their slightly different ways, and they've followed and they've seen other people and other people doing their stuff and other authors, etc, etc. So you'll get a good understanding. But there's one thing that is blowing my mind to do this intermittent fasting. I'm going to take 2 more minutes of your time and then I'm going to be off. The other benefits are mind blowing. The cognitive elements to do with your thinking, how switched on you are, everything else. How your metabolism is not overworked and everything else to the extent because you're using a smaller gateway of eating time. So your body can begin to rejuvenate and fix and mend itself and do certain things, okay? The power of basically insulin and what you can do if you've got diabetes, diabetes 2. I haven't even said it right way. I can't remember how to say it and everything else. How it is reversed, you're able to reverse that. And I know I've had the same thing as well to do with a plant-based diet and a vegan diet as well. You're able to reverse that, okay? So there's so many things that food and eating and drinking and exercise can do that can replace so much of what medication and big pharma is giving us, okay? I want you to get this. I want you to understand it. There's so much change, and that's one of the biggest reasons that tipped me over to do with becoming a vegan. And even if I was to find out that everything was kind of not as it was, as I believed or hoped, I've got two elements. First and foremost, two schools of thought. To do with the justice of the animal and the injustice of me eating them. Okay, that's changed me. Something's changed in me. But I won't lie. The two elements that brought me in was basically weight loss, which, to tell the truth, I found that not to be true for me. It didn't do anything major. Okay, it's helped. I can't say it hasn't helped. Okay, but to do the health side of things, bang. Sorry, mate. Sorry, love. I know. I feel the strength I've got in my body. I don't even know what the word is. But when I hit the gym, I'm out gymming anyone. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm older than so many of them. And I'm still overweight and obese, just a little bit obese and everything else. I'm still not... I'm like Duracell battery. I have never ever been this fit in my life. Never. I've dialed back years in my life. And I'm going to be bringing, like I said to you before, information concerning this as of next week. I'm going to start drip feeding it from Dr. Gregor and from other stuff I've learned and everything else. And importing what I've experienced. What I'm doing, what I'm eating, why I'm eating it and everything else. Some of you, and I'm not going to do it every day, so some of you guys that are not into that can switch off. But you can complement this with other things that you are eating anyway. Okay? So try not to switch off. Have an open heart and open mind at the end of the day. Because there's many of us having open heart surgery and having things like, I mean, the number one killer now in the UK, Alzheimer's. Tops heart attacks and everything. Alzheimer's. Please. At the end of the day, that's all to do with chemicals that we're taking in. Through what we're eating, from what we're consuming, from what we're drinking. And many times from Big Pharma. So until next time, keep on keeping on. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Please keep following from time to time. Go on to the short videos if the long rant does your head in. Please comment down below. And if you find something that touches you and you know that it might encourage or help someone else, please share it. So until next time, keep on keeping on. And you know you can do it already. Just go and do it. Laters.